What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Cigarette Addicts box and animation Throwdown. But before we dive into the box review, there's been an update in regards to the recent scandal that has rocked the game. In case you've been living under a rock for the past week and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, definitely check out my video from the other day covering it. Kong recently put out an additional official post on the forums, and in it they admit to not being transparent enough in regards to the issue. They fully admit to and apologize for giving an unfair advantage to some players. They even went so far to admit that their further investigation into the matter revealed that they had given out more unreleased content through their support than they initially thought. First off, I want to say kudos to Kongregate for being open and transparent about this. I know it's not always easy to admit when you've made a mistake, especially one of this caliber, but I think it's a step in the right direction in earning our trust back. They also mentioned that they will be reassessing their support policy in light of this. Again, I think that's also another step in the right direction. The situation is still fluid though, so I am interested to see where it progresses from here. I'll post the link to the post in the video description below for those who want to follow the developments as they unfold. And with that out of the way, let's get on with our review of the Cigarette Addicts box. So first up is the legendary pre-combo of the box, Cigarette Addicts. So this is a really strong looking pre-combo for offense. It's got 19 base starting attack when it's quad fused, which is really high for an attack stat of a pre-combo, especially one that has Crazed as a skill. So you're already starting out strong and you're only going to get stronger turn over turn. You also have the Leech there, which is really nice to help try to keep this card alive longer, so you can reach that tipping point of when you can overpower your opponents and just take them out. Same with the gas skill there, it helps you whittle down your opponent's card's HP, which gives you a better chance for taking out your target before this card falls. Once again, increasing the likelihood of you reaching that tipping point for your attack to where this card becomes unstoppable. That being said, this does really only work for offense. Defensively, in a Rumble deck with 46 HP, it can get taken out in one hit relatively easily by anybody running a good deck with a lot of punch, so just be careful with that. I do want to say though, this will be a really good pre-combo to run for a King of the Hill deck in Siege if you're doing a King of the Hill island. I think it's going to be a great little buffer there to having a defense deck with the added stats it would get for the attack and HP buff there, so just something to think about when it comes to this pre-combo. Now let's take a look at the legendary items. First up is Prescription Weed. So this addicted item is a really good one for offense. It's got 16 attack, which is pretty good for an attack stat there, and it's also got some great offensive support skills. You got 12 heal that can go to any damaged card, so this card will not only work in your addicted deck, but you can use it as a healer for other decks as well for rumbles and challenges once the addicted battleground effect ends. It also does have some leech in there, so it can be healing itself up as well, which is always good. That's always been a struggle with some healer cards, is that they can heal other cards, but you always need to find a way to heal them up, so leech is a good way to address that issue. You do also have the 12 gas, which is nice to help kind of just whittle down your opponent's card line a bit. I would only run this on offense though, as defensively at 43 HP, it can get taken out pretty easily if your opponents are running a good enough deck. The second item in the box, Hypnotoad, is also another great supportive one for offense, with the 14 heal there that can go to fellow addicted cards. So unlike the Prescription Weed, this one can only heal addicted cards, but if you're running an all addicted deck, it's great to have for those extra heals, and if you partner it with the Prescription Weed, you got 2 healers in there. It's also got the Hijack and Cripple, which is really nice. Those work defensively and offensively. Hijack is just always good to stall out your opponents, and Cripple is always good just to kind of limit the damage you're going to be taking while also stalling them out. Unlike the Prescription Weed, Hypnotoad is a little bit safer to run on defense because it does have 52 HP. That being said though, with the attack boost that a lot of the addicted cards are getting right now, if there are combos that have punches like the Wingnut Amy, there is a potential that this will fall in one shot for the current battleground effect, so just be a little bit careful with that on defense. And the last item in the box, Chinchilla Addict Wayne, is one of the best defensive items you can have right now for the addicted battleground effect. It's got 59 HP, which is amazing by itself, but it's also got the bodyguard skill there to help block out the punches, bombs, and gas damage that'll be getting thrown around right now, so it's a great way to go on defense. It's also got a bit of Crazed in there to help build its attack out too. However, with 6 base starting out attack, you're better off just getting a combo made sooner than later, as that's going to be a very slow climb. And now with the items out of the way, let's take a look at the characters. First up is Hank Hill, who's going to be a really good character to have some quad fuse copies of right now. With the current Addicted Battleground effect, he's got a really good combo, and with Disguise coming up next, he's going to have some great combos there as well. So let's take a look at those really quick. And as you can see here, Hank's new Addicted combo is the pre-combo of the box, Cigarette Addicts. And just like the pre-combo, this is an amazing combo. Same skills there, except it's going to be way stronger. This is going to be a great one to run offensively to really do some damage. So keep that in mind for your offensive deck. As for his Disguise combos, there's a couple I want to shout out. One of them being the Medieval Hank combo. This is going to be a really good healing one to get your heals in if you need it for a Disguised deck, because it has a lot of heal that can go to any card, not just Disguised ones, and on top of that, it's a great kind of defensive wall you could have on offense with that bodyguard there to protect your wall. You also do have the Hijack, which is really good to counter any Robot Fries or any other crazy cards that have Crazed that'll be thrown against you during that Battleground effect. And his other amazing Disguise combo, of course, being the classic Devil Hank combo, which is just always a true killer. Even off BGE, when it's not Disguised, you can still run this combo offensively to get some amazing scores, and you're pretty much demolishing almost anything that gets thrown against you, while also keeping your HP pretty near full with those leeches. So all in all, a fantastic combo to run at any point, and with whatever buffs the Disguise card's going to get, it's going to be even more OP because of it. Now let's take a look at the other character in the box, Meg Griffin. So Meg is one of the more recent additions to the game. She's been a legendary variant in the game for a couple months now, so she's been around for a bit, but she's still relatively new in the scene of legendary cards. I do really like her breakdown of the skills and everything there with the bodyguard and the leech. The heal to Family Guy is also nice, but it's very rare that you're running an all Family Guy deck, so you're not going to see too much use out of that outside of Siege, or unless you have like a full army of Peters or other Family Guy cards like I do, then you might find use for this, but that's going to be a bit more situational for those heals. But anyways, let's take a look at some of her combos for Addicted and Disguise, because she does have some. So for her Addicted combo, she has the new Anti-Pot PSA combo, and this is actually a really good looking one to run on offense and maybe even on defense if played right. I do really like the skill breakdown of the cripple with the jab. It reminds me a lot of my student fry strategy that I used back during the Educated Battleground effect, and on top of that she has the leech skill there, which makes her almost a better variant of that strategy because she's going to be self-healing as well. She can work relatively well on defense too if the combo gets played, because the cripple is going to be really annoying for your opponents to deal with to get their attacks through, and she'll be leeching up back to full HP almost every turn, so it'll be really hard to kill her. As for her Disguise combo, you have Sexy Cat, which is pretty similar to the Devil Hank. It's just missing the punches, but it has the leech and the gas, so you have another kind of variant there. It's just not as good as the Devil Hank because it's missing those punches, unfortunately. The punches are a big key factor in what makes Devil Hank so great to get those one-shots. That being said though, the leech gas combination isn't bad. It'll still be healing itself up every turn. It's just a bit of a slower grind, relying on only the attack and the gas damage to handle your opponent's card wall, but still not a bad combo by any means. Now let's take a brief look at the epic pre-combos of the box. So first up is Space Honey. The skill breakdown for Space Honey with the Bodyguard, Payback, and Hijack are all great for defense. The problem is her stats for her spread there on attack and HP are better suited for offense. I would not run this in any defense deck, as it can get taken out relatively easily, especially if there's anything that has some really good punch damage like a Devil Hank could take that out relatively easily there. The bodyguards will block some of the punch, but between the attacks and everything else, it's pretty much getting through, so not the biggest fan of this pre-combo for that reason. You can run it offensively if you want to do a lot of damage right now with the cheer buff that'll get applied to the Addicted cards, but my concern is the next time Addicted rolls around, that's probably not going to be the boost that the cards will get, so I don't really see this as being very useful for a future one, unless they have some crazy effect that'll benefit it somehow. So yeah, not the biggest fan of this one. The same thing kind of goes for the other epic pre-combo of the box, Anti-Pot PSA. it just doesn't wow me. It doesn't have great stats. Its skills are really nice, but its attack and defense aren't all that great. It's going to get taken out relatively easily. So when I'm looking at the epic pre-combos, I want things that are going to be great support or have great longevity, or both. So normally I'm looking for things that'll have like heals for healers, or things with sturdy wall and high HP and the likes of that, because the point of a pre-combo is to kind of just be like a staller card. You don't want to rely on pre-combos to get you wins. What you want is your combos to get you your wins, and the pre-combos to build out the walls for you to allow that to happen. So when it comes to pre-combos, this just doesn't really fit the bill for what I'm looking for, in my opinion, of what a good pre-combo should be. So to recap, the legendary pre-combo of the box is really good for offense and can work really well for you in King of the Hill for Siege. However, it's not the greatest option for defense. As for your items, all three of the legendary items are really good ones to have for Addicted. You have one that's really good for offense, one that's a really good middle of the ground one there for both offense and defense, and one of the best defensive ones you could have for Addicted, let alone one of the best defensive ones you can have in the entire game. As for the characters, Hank is always just a great one to have for quad fuses, and with Disguise coming up, it's really going to be his time to shine. And even with Addicted going on, he's got a great combo, so a really fantastic character to have right now. And as for Meg, she also has some really good combos across the board, so not a bad one to have some quad fuses of either by any means. As for your pre-combos though, I just don't really like either of them and think they're better off just spent and burnt for the watts. So when I factor everything in together for this box, there's quite a few highs and quite a few lows, so it kind of just balances out at a pretty average 3 out of 5 golden turd rating as a whole. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And also click that little bell icon so you get notified of new uploads as soon as they go live. Thanks again, guys. Peace.